Test. What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome back to another episode of the Dope Sports Podcast, brought to you by DopeContent.com and Get the Tables on Twitch, and Get the Tables soon to be on YouTube, and Get the Tables on Twitter. Make sure you follow Get the Tables if you're not doing so already. Is your mic on, Tony?
How you doing?
There we go. There we go. So y'all see what it is. We are here. We are live for another week of NFL talk, NCAA football talk, power rankings. My power rankings is going to look completely different from last week. I can tell you that off rip. So, but before we do that, man, happy birthday to my guy Tony, man. It's his birthday. It's his birthday.
Let's go.
Man, what you got planned for the day?
Nothing really. Gonna do like more stuff like on the weekend, go out to eat on the weekend, but nothing too special today. Just kind of chilling. Got the week off, so I'm good.
Oh, nice. So you doing are you doing this like a special stream or anything at all today?
Yeah, we're gonna go live tonight for NXT, just kind of chill and shoot the breeze with all of y'all. And if you guys want to come by and hang out, you're more than welcome to. But it's gonna be a busy week. We're gonna on live like almost every day of the week except for Thursday. So.
Yep.
They don't show a little busy week.
They don't show love to Impact, y'all.
No.
Or Ring of Honor.
No, yeah. So my apologies. Maybe one day.
One day. So maybe when Impact gets CM Punk or something, that'll happen.
Hey.
Did you speak before we get into the NFL and stuff? Did you see the breaking news that happened like 20 minutes ago?
Yeah, Jade Cargill. Is that what you're referring to?
I can't believe they actually announced it and she did it. They making a big deal out of it too.
Yeah, they're making it. They're really treating her like a star over there, getting that big treatment with ESPN. And
that's what I'm saying.
Sky's the limit for her. Absolutely. You would think that she's gonna be. It feels like she's gonna be jumped up to the main roster the way they're treating her. But
that's right.
We'll see, man.
Right. So. I was expecting more of an NXT,
Same.
But the way if ESPN announcing it like that, it got to be straight to the main roster, right? So
yeah, you would think so.
We will see what happens there. Make sure we're live. We are live on Twitch, Dope Contents Twitch. We are live on Dope Contents YouTube. We are now live on Dope Contents Facebook. If you want to follow the Facebook, it's Dope_content on Facebook. Because a copycat had already took the dope.
Oh, damn, really?
So,
wow. What are the odds?
Speaking of copying, did you see my post of Ludwig Kaiser from WWE, his logo on his shirt?
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy, man. That is pretty crazy.
Yeah. So I got
Looks
people
almost exact similar to your brand.
Yeah,
logo. That's crazy.
And I got a lot of people's like, man, go ahead and get them attorneys. I say, I don't know if I want to fight WWE. You know what I'm saying? I might have to.
Money than you.
Yeah, I might have to take a bullet on that one.
Yeah,
but
dude, that's crazy.
They are worth $9 billion now, so it might be a good penny if I do win. I'm saying this. I've had my logo since 2020. So
that's crazy.
And I mean, he literally I looked at it, I was like, wait a minute, he got on one of my shirts? Did he buy one of my shirts? And I was like, nah, that says LK. And I mean, yeah, it's crazy. But
that is wild, bro. I saw that tweet and laughed. I was like, what are the odds of that being the shirt and logo that they pick?
People think I'll be making stuff up when I tell them just the crazy things that happen in life that I see. And I'm like, man, my life could really be a reality show or a movie, man. All the crazy stuff that I see and things that just happen randomly. So it is what it is. I think about that WWE bullet, Triple H, Vince. Just know I see you. I see you. Yeah. So I don't know about calling the lawyers and stuff for that, because that's a big fight. But
yes, absolutely, especially against them.
Yeah, so we'll see. But moving on, let's get into this week of NFL and NCAA football. After the intro, we will be back. Let's go. right, there it is. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to get directly into some NFL. Y'all know how we do here. We don't like to waste your time, so let's dive right into it. Both of our teams took an L, and I don't like that at all. But I wanted both teams to win. But I mean, we'll get into it. Let's get into it. It starts off Thursday night. The New York Giants take on the San Francisco 49ers. San Francisco get the win 30-12 at home. They are now 3-0. Giants are 1-2. Daniel Jones 22 of 32, 137 yards, 1 interception, no touchdown. Brock Purdy is looking for real. It's looking like the real deal. 25 of 37, 310 yards, 2 touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey 85 yards on the ground and a touchdown. And 49ers dominate. Any thoughts on that game?
No, I mean we all expected the Niners to go in there and pretty much put a whooping up on the Giants, and they did. It was close for I think about 2.5, 3 quarters, and then the Niners kind of just opened the floodgates and took over. I mean, they dominated in pretty much every stat line that you can imagine, and like you said, Niners look for real. Purdy looks for real. And the best thing about the Niners in their situation is they don't pay Purdy nothing. He's pennies right now.
7th round, last pick.
So they can go out and pick up more players if they wanted to during the season. If they want to make some type of a trade or acquisition, it's not going to hurt them at all. So, the Niners are riding high right now. And they're clicking on both sides of the field, offense and defense.
Yeah.
And McCaffrey, again, if he can stay healthy, this team's going to be very scary.
Yeah, they are definitely scary. Next game, I don't know if I'm shocked by this or not, because both teams have kind of been, up and down. But the Cleveland Browns dominate the Tennessee Titans at home, 27-3. Titans are 1-2. The Browns are 2-1. Deshaun Watson, 27-33, 289 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ryan Tannehill, 13-25, 104 yards. Derrick Henry only got 11 carries for 25 yards. So I know a lot of people in the fantasy were mad about that. But,
absolutely.
Amari Cooper, man, I'm still mad we traded him for a dishwasher. 7 catches, 116 yards, 1 touchdown. And, yeah, Cleveland just dominate Tennessee. You got any thoughts on that?
I'm not shocked the Cleveland Browns won. I'm more shocked about the outcome of the score, 27-3. They just put a whooping up on the Titans, and the Titans from last year to this year look like a totally different team. I don't know what setback they had to make them look like the team that they don't look. I mean, they're 1-2, but they look like they should be 0-3. To be quite honest with you, like you said, they got dominated on the passing yards, rushing yards, total yards. I mean, everything. This was another dominant performance from Cleveland.
Yeah.
Hey, who knows? Cleveland could be
the defense
one of those
is nice
playoff teams. Yeah, their defense is really good. The only thing is their quarterback is not very consistent on a weekly basis, and maybe that changed with the more the football season goes along. But the Titans are not looking good. I don't know if they end up making a quarterback change here shortly because Tannehill hasn't looked great at all. Some troubles over there in Tennessee.
Poor D-Hop.
Yeah, really, dude. Seriously. Yeah.
When he went there, I was like, okay, it's not going to be what you think it is. But hey, all right, good luck. Detroit moves to 2-1, and they take out the Falcons, who are now 2-1 also. Desmond Ridder had 201 yards on 21 of 38. Jared Goff, he's been balling for me in my fantasy. I've literally benched Joe Burrow. We're gonna get into him for Jared Goff for the last 3 weeks, and it's been 2 weeks, and it's been working. Jared Goff, 22 of 33, 243 yards, 1 touchdown. He did throw a pick though. Jahmyr Gibbs has been balling. He had 80 yards on the ground. Bijan Robinson was held to 33 yards. Amon St. Brown, 102 yards on 9 catches. And yeah, Detroit 2-1. Took out the Falcons, who are also 2-1 now. You got any thoughts on that?
No, not necessarily. I just think that it was a nice comeback or bounce back victory from Detroit after that loss against Seattle in overtime. They're beating the teams that they should beat, like Atlanta.
Yeah.
And this is what you want to see as a Detroit fan, because as a Detroit fan, the last several years, this team has been the laughingstock of the NFL, and you finally have a pretty solid, good team there that can take you to the playoffs, and you want to see them beat the teams that they should beat. And they did it Sunday, and it wasn't. I mean, it was close for a little bit, but I think at the end of the night or end of the game, you kind of figured that Detroit was going to pull off this victory, and they did, and they looked good. And Goff, man, that guy doesn't get talked about very often.
Yeah,
he's playing lights out, and he's thrown picks back-to-back games, which he rarely does, but. This team is playing really well. Jared Goff's playing safe football out there, and they're a team to look out for sure.
Yeah, Jared Goff is starting to look like the high draft pick that, he was predicted to be years ago when the Rams got him. But it's like he's finally starting to, live up to that hype that he came in with, because he was a disappointment for a while in the NFL. And now it's finally starting to click for him. So moving on to Saints. Come back from 17 in the fourth quarter. I'm sorry, they lose a 17-point lead in the fourth quarter to the Green Bay Packers at home. Green Bay is 2-1. Saints are 2-1. Green Bay gets the win 18-17. Jordan Love threw the ball 44 times for 259 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Derek Carr was 13 of 18 for 103 in the touchdown before he was taken out of the game. And Jameis Winston came in. People are blaming Jameis, but Jameis went 10 of 16 for 101 yards. No interceptions. Why are they blaming Jameis?
Shouldn't you be blaming the defense that, gave up the comeback? I mean, it's kind of funny how they're doing that and putting it on Winston. I'm not even a Winston guy. But I think he's getting the blame. I think that's a bit ridiculous.
They are on
the
Winston.
Saints are the reason. Yeah, the reason why they came back is because of the poor defense. Couldn't get a stop when they needed to. And you got to give props to the Packers as well. They played great in that second half near the end of the fourth quarter to get the ball back. Jordan Love, man, who would have thought this guy would come out with all the pressure that he has right now on him and is performing at a high level. I didn't see it. I didn't think he'd come out and be so not consistent, but being decent enough to get them to wins. I think everyone thought the Packers would start out maybe 0-3, 1-2, but right now they're 2-1. They look like a team that could be fighting neck and neck with the Lions at the end of this year.
Yep.
Seeing if they can stay healthy, of course, because they don't have why am I thinking with the running back? What's his name? I think of his name.
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones. Thank you. He's out right now, so they're going to hopefully get him back, and that would be a big boost to the offense. And they didn't even have Christian Watson playing yesterday or Sunday. So,
right.
Huge props to the Packers for making that big comeback and winning the game.
Yeah.
And Saints defense are no joke. The Saints defense is pretty good too.
Yeah, but Jordan Love, so I was up and down with Jordan Love. And at the end of the season, I said Jordan Love would be, because he played that last game, I believe. Against Aaron Rodgers played that game, but Jordan Love had a game last year where I was like, you know what, he's better than what I thought he was. Like, of course he's not Aaron Rodgers, but
no,
he was better than what people were saying. People was like, he's trash. I'm like, well, I don't know if he's trash. Like, he's pretty decent from the game I saw. So shout out to Jordan Love.
The thing too is like he wasn't just thrown into the mix with the Green Bay Packers. It's not like the Packers have a sorry team. Like, they're pretty good.
Right.
You could put any quarterback on that team, and they'll be pretty successful.
But people forget that they still have a good roster. So.
Right. But the thing is, like, Jordan Love was able to sit back and learn from Aaron Rodgers for a couple of years. He wasn't thrown into the fire and was able to kind of learn from one of the greatest of all time at that quarterback position.
Mm-hmm.
And it really helped him. You could tell that we may not have saw it on television that Rodgers was helping Jordan Love, but you could tell that Rodgers was teaching Jordan Love some things behind the scenes.
Yeah, even though he didn't want Jordan Love there, but
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, he definitely didn't want him there, but it is what it is. Moving on, here we are. As you saw on the main screen, the Dolphins dominate the Denver Broncos 70-20. That's right. That's not a typo. I didn't stutter. 70-20. The Dolphins beat the Broncos by 50 points. Let's get into the game. Russell Wilson went 23 of 38 for 306 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. They didn't get anything on the ground. As a team, they rushed for 69 yards. Tua, 23 of 26, 309, 4 touchdowns. 23 of 26, 309 yards, 4 touchdowns, no sacks, no interceptions. Mike White came in off the bench, 2 for 2, 67 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions, no sacks. Then let's get on the run. On the run game, Mostert had 13 carries for 82 yards. Devon had 18 carries for 203 yards, 2 touchdowns. Between the running backs, bruh, let's just say Mostert and Devon or Devin, or however you want to say it, they had 5 touchdowns and 300 yards together. Then a third string running back came in and gave you 66 more yards on the ground. So as a team, they rushed for 350 yards. Tyreek Hill, these are Madden numbers. Tyreek Hill
really
just been doing this to everybody. So I can't even act like I'm surprised about Tyreek Hill anymore. 9 catches, 157 yards, 1 touchdown on 11 targets. Robbie Anderson, Chosen, or whatever his name is now, had 1 catch, but it was 68-yard touchdown. Just crazy. They did this without Waddle. Mostert had 7 catches, 60 yards for 1 touchdown. So Mostert had altogether, he had 4 touchdowns by himself. This is just crazy. As a team, they threw for 376 yards, 5 touchdowns, and they rushed for 350 yards and 5 touchdowns. What's your thoughts on what's your thoughts on the Broncos?
You see in college football or a high school game, dude. You don't see this shit happen in the NFL, man. That's ridiculous. And
oh man,
and you hear people saying, "Well, the Dolphins should have taken it easy on the Broncos once they scored 50." Are you kidding me? These guys are professionals, bro.
They did.
These guys are professionals. It's no mercy rule. You know, you go out there and you play the game. You can't just stop playing because we're kicking their ass so bad. And then they ended up putting like their second and third string players into the game. So it's not like they were trying to rub it in.
And they all scored.
The Broncos team just gave up, man. That's basically what happened. They gave up. That defense gave up. They did not care. They didn't try. And I feel bad for Denver Broncos. It was a tough weekend for Colorado football.
It was horrible.
General.
It was horrible.
But I mean, seriously,
good thing weed is legal.
Points. Right, exactly. 70 points in a NFL professional football game is unbelievable. And you could just tell that the Broncos gave up. They didn't care. Something's going on there that we don't know about and probably won't find out to the end of the year when people get traded and released and go other places. You know, it's a sad thing going on over there. Sean Payton should take some more of the blame, but obviously he's not because he's a new coach.
No, F that.
New culture, blah, blah, blah. I mean, come on now, man.
Take the blame.
Something is up. You know, Vance Joseph, you can't, you know, he has to take some blame as well, the defensive coordinator.
He's been there for what, 7 years?
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not fired. Like, I'm surprised he did not get canned on Monday. You know, tough break for Denver. It's not going to get any easier for you guys because you're not a good football team.
What next?
And the funny thing was everyone, it's Sean Payton, the savior. He's going to change his team around. They're going to be a playoff team.
Overrated.
He hasn't done nothing that we didn't see them do yet last year.
Overrated.
Absolutely. I think he's overrated. And top of that, Miami Dolphins. Holy crap. Miami, my goodness. Good that you have to outscore this team. And good luck doing that with the fast speed that these guys have almost everywhere on the field. And the offensive playbook that they have is so creative that you don't know who's getting the ball, what's going to happen. You have Tua throwing no-look touchdown passes like he's Magic Johnson out there. It's crazy. Like it's really like, wow. I don't want to overhype the Dolphins because of this victory. It's hard not to, but man, they look scary. That is a scary football team.
Yeah, man. And then to think that Jalen Ramsey hasn't even played yet.
Right.
So,
exactly. And they did this, like you said, without Waddle.
Waddle as well. Exactly. But Sean Payton and what's the other coach you just named? My mind just went blank. What's the defense coordinator?
Same here.
You just said his name too.
I know it's
Vic. Is it Vic?
No. Why am I drawing a blank on his name? Holy crap! Are we that old?
Okay, yeah, I know it got to be us.
Hold on, I got you.
I drew a blank for real, and we just got through talking about him.
We just talked about him. Yeah. Hold on, I got you. Vance something.
That's crazy.
Vance Joseph.
Okay,
there
yeah. Vance Joseph was a defensive coordinator. He was a head coach, and he was back defensive coordinator, all in Denver. And haven't won anything. Sorry, hasn't won anything. Sean Payton, take the blame. Take this L because you did all this talking in the offseason, talking about the ex-coach and how they coaching staff was the worst coaching staff ever, and you made the worst moves ever, and yada yada. And I'm gonna come in and do this. I'm gonna come in and do that. Dude, you know, like I said, when everybody was mad that we got Mike McCarthy in Dallas versus Sean Payton, I was like, what are you mad about? Sean Payton ain't no better than Mike McCarthy. Both got one Super Bowl ring with a Hall of Fame quarterback and ain't done nothing since. Both of them. So, like, Sean Payton is overrated just like Mike McCarthy might be overrated. And we're going to get into him in the Cowboys game because Sunday was a bad day for him. So,
yes, it was.
But the Broncos, you can't blame Russell Wilson for this one. You can't blame him at all because, again, 306 yards. He did have an interception, but whatever. 306 yards, 23 or 38, one touchdown. That's an efficient game.
I mean, what do you expect from Russell when your defense is just giving up touchdowns like that? You're not going to score 77 points. Like, come on, man. Like, you gotta get a stop or two for the Denver Broncos. Like, golly, like, you can't put all of this on Russell. If you want to put,
did he freeze?
All the way. They gave up. They quit.
You froze a little bit, but you're back. Okay, good. Okay. Whew, I got nervous because Dark froze twice Sunday and got kicked out. So, you're back.
I'm
so
not sure what the hell. Okay, good.
Yeah, I heard the part where you said defense gave up. Facts. They couldn't run the ball. They only ran for 69 yards. So
they just quit on their team, man. They just quit, and something's up. It's a culture issue. We don't know if it's the coach. Maybe they're tired of Russell. We don't know. Eventually, we'll find out when shit hits the fan.
It's crazy because I remember when Randy Gregory left Dallas for Denver, he was talking a lot of noise. And now look at him. You're getting 70 points drop on your head. So now shut up, Randy. Yeah, shut up, Randy. The Chargers take out the Vikings in a close game, 28-24. Vikings are 0-3. The Chargers are 1-2. This was Kellen Moore's best game as a Charger offensive coordinator. This really pissed me off, though, because I was in my fantasy, and I went up against Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen. And I was undefeated until I went up against Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen this week. Yeah. Justin Herbert,
hell of a game.
Right. I'm like, you want to wait? You want to do this now when I'm playing you? Come on, man. Justin Herbert, 40 of 47, 405 yards, 3 touchdowns. He should have had 2 picks, but the Vikings dropped it. Keenan Allen threw a touchdown pass for 49 yards, and then he had 18 catches for 215 yards. Mike Williams, 7 catches, 121 yards, 1 touchdown, and then he tore his ACL and is out for the season. When are they going to listen to the players and get this grass?
Yeah, I feel bad for him, man, because he seems like he is always injured, man.
Always.
I feel bad for him because he's 29. I know he's getting old in football years, and how many more injuries is it going to take for him to probably call it a career? Because not everyone's going to want to re-sign him when he's constantly getting hurt every single season. And then
when he's healthy, though, he's still putting up numbers when he's healthy.
Yeah, when he's healthy, he's a beast. But it seems like he can't stay healthy. It's just he has some type of voodoo on him that he gets hurt in the middle of the year. But Vikings, man, they should have won that game. Like
they should have.
10, 15 seconds left. They can't tell. They don't call a timeout. They don't spike the ball to kind of regroup and figure out what they're going to do on the goal line. And Cousins ends up having to rush the play and then throws a pick. I mean, talk about poor clock management, poor coaching
on both ends.
He says he couldn't hear what the coach was saying because it was so loud. Well, spike the fucking ball, Kirk. Like, it's first down. It's not like it's third or fourth down where it's a crucial down. You could spiked it, gathered yourself, got in a huddle, and got the play in. Like, I didn't understand that play calling. I didn't understand why you would rush it and do that and then throw a pick. It was not good. Not a good look for the Vikings.
Typical Kirk Cousins. He did go 32 of 50 with 367 yards, 3 touchdowns, that one interception you're talking about. Madison on the ground, 20 carries, 93 yards. Justin Jefferson, typical Justin Jefferson, 7 catches, 149 yards, 1 touchdown. But Keenan Allen, man, just
what a game for him.
Just ridiculous. 18 catches, 215 yards. And then you throw for a touchdown, a 49-yard touchdown. It was just crazy. And like you said, the Chargers really should have lost that game. I think both head coaches should be in the hot seat for both teams, for the Chargers and the Vikings. Honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
And then you as the Chargers, you signed J.C. Jackson. He's healthy now, and you're not even playing him. You scratched him just to scratch him. That was your big cornerback signing.
He got arrested.
Did he?
He has a warrant out for his arrest. Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't see that part.
He missed the court for like a traffic ticket, so he got a warrant out for his arrest. So,
okay.
I don't know if they knew about that beforehand and sat him, or if it's just something going on with them in the club. I don't know, but yeah, I saw it on Monday that he has a warrant out for his arrest.
Okay, well,
traffic ticket.
I didn't know that part then. Well, moving on, the Patriots finally get a win. They're 1-2 as they took out the Jets in an ugly game, 15-10. The Jets are now 1-2. This game made me mad too, fantasy-wise, because Breece Hall gave me 3 points.
Dude, man.
3 points because the Patriots came into this game knowing that the Jets can't throw the ball, and they was like, hey, if you're going to beat us, it's going to have to be Zach Wilson. We're not going to let Dalvin Cook or Breece Hall run anywhere. We're going to load this box up, and we're going to make you pass the ball with Zach Wilson. Zach went 18-36, 157 yards, no touchdowns. Mac Jones, 15-29, 201 yards, 1 touchdown. Zeke in the building. They fed him 16 carries, 80 yards. So,
not a bad game for him.
Cowboys got Zeke next. Zeke might go for 100 the way it's looking. Stevenson.
Seriously, man.
Yeah, I'm going to be rooting. I don't know how I'm going to do this. This game 4 is going to be tough for me because I'm a huge Zeke fan. But
oh, that's right.
Yeah, even though I wanted to draft Ramsey over Zeke, but when Zeke got here, he became like one of us. So we'll see how this go. Stevenson, 59 yards as well. Dalvin Cook, 18 yards on 8 carries. Breece Hall, 18 yards on 12 carries. They just could not run the ball at all. Nobody got over 100 yards receiving on either side of for both teams. It was just a nasty game. And it was raining. It was just rough to watch it. The weather has been very nasty in New York over the past month. So there's a lot of rainy days in New York going on. But moving on, the Bills dominated the Commanders in Washington. The Bills are now 2-1. The Commanders are 2-1 as well. And let's get into Josh Allen. 20 of 32, 218, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Sam Howell, the golden arm of Sam Howell, 19 of 29, 170 yards, 4 interceptions. But hey, Josh Allen throws another interception. Sam throws 4, but I thought Dak was the only one that threw picks in the NFL. But hey, whatever. Dak is the only one that throws picks. Nobody else throws picks. So, okay. We're not even going to go on a rant on that one. But the Bills take out the Commanders. The Texans take out the Jaguars in a shocker. The Jaguars, I don't understand that team. I really don't understand that team. Houston beat them 37-17 at home. Houston's 1-2. Jacksonville is 1-2. Oh, look at this. Another top quarterback throws a pick. 27-40, for Trevor Lawrence, 279 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. But only Dak throws picks in the NFL. CJ Stroud, 20 of 30, 280 yards. Good game for CJ. 2 touchdowns. Tank Dell, the rookie, 5 catches, 145 yards, 1 touchdown. I might have to go ahead and pick him up in my fantasy this week. So, any thoughts on that game?
No, just good game from the Texans. If you're a CJ Stroud lover, you're or a Texans fan at that, you're glad to see what you're getting from the quarterback position, especially since the Texans have had, horrible luck with quarterbacks after just throughout their organization. So
after Deshaun, though.
Yeah. So, good looking for Stroud. He looked really good. He looked comfortable out there. He made great reads. Tank Dell looks like a great pickup for the Texans as well. They're young, and they still they're not going to be a playoff team more than likely. You never know with that division. I mean, they could win it. Who knows? But I think as a Texans fan, you're not expecting much from this team. You just want to see potential. You want to see progression, and you want to see that they made the right moves in the draft, and it looks like they did. And it really looks like they picked the right coach, they picked the right quarterback, and the sky's the limit for the Texans the next couple of years. If they can just build around that offense, get that defense a little bit better, they'll be a scary team in the future.
So I'm noticing, what's up, Q on Facebook? What up, Bink? The comments are not showing up on the screen today for whatever reason.
On YouTube?
No, like YouTube, Twitch, the Twitch comments, and I got them on.
Right, yeah.
I don't know, and Facebook. Oh, now Bink just showed up for what? Okay, whatever. Let's keep going. What's up, Bink? Make sure you follow Bink on Twitch. If you're still up in here, Q, what up, man? Appreciate you joining on Facebook, man. Much love to y'all. Let me make sure YouTube is still up. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but whatever. We're live, so leave the comments, even if you're not live, even if you don't catch it live, leave comments. I respond to you on YouTube and all that. Facebook, I ain't responding to y'all. I already told y'all that. So, Jay Cross, what's good, man? He said, I didn't get notification that we were live.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on today, but maybe it's the restream thing that I'm using. It just didn't send out notification. I don't know. But congrats to the Texans for the win, man. That's a big win. It's time to start talking about Trevor Lawrence again. He had that one magical 4 or 5 week stretch at the end of the season last year. But overall, outside of those 4 or 5 weeks, he ain't been that good. So, but hey, Dak is the only one that throws interceptions. Moving on. The Colts take out the Ravens in Baltimore. Another ugly game. 22-19. Gardner Minshew might need to be the starter for the rest of the year in Indianapolis. The Ravens 2-1. The Colts are now 2-1. Surprisingly, I can't believe that they are 2-1, but they are. And disappointing game for the Ravens. Lamar Jackson 22 of 31, 202 yards, no interceptions, no touchdowns as well. And he also rushed for 101 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. So Lamar was typical Lamar. Gardner Minshew, 227 yards, 1 touchdown. Zach Moss on the ground. This was a surprising part. 30 carries, 122 yards. Gus Edwards got the start at running back, 51 yards on 11 carries. Melvin Gordon just got called off the couch, 10 carries, 32 yards. Nobody got over 100 yards receiving. Any thoughts on that game?
This is a nasty game for both teams. I think the Colts got a break on that non-pass interference call in overtime, where on that 4th down, because it definitely was some contact there, and they got away with it and ended up winning the game after that. But it seems like this is the same Baltimore Ravens team we always get. Like, they do good on defense, but they just don't have the offense to help out Lamar. And with the wide receiver weapons they have, they got good wide receivers, but their running game is always a factor in the offense. It seems like the running game is always the thing that they lack. And then with Dobbins always being hurt, you would have thought maybe they would have been in the Cook conversation, or going after someone who can help them out offensively at the running back position, because it just seems like that's always the downfall of the Ravens. You can't always count on Lamar to do everything, run, pass, do everything for you. So they need to do something. Zay Flowers was shut down. I think everyone.
Odell didn't play.
So I mean, Andrews wasn't a factor either. So at this point, the Ravens are going to struggle if they don't get a running game going, and you can't just count on Lamar to do everything, because then that happens, he gets hurt. So they need to do something.
Yeah, we'll see what they do. The running back market is kind of thin. It's kind of thin right now.
Yeah,
so maybe they make a trade. Maybe they try to go after Herbert or something from Chicago, because Chicago ain't doing nothing no time soon. So they should be in full tank mode now to try to get either Caleb Williams or Travis. I can't even think of his name. He plays for Florida State. Nah. Quarterback. I can't think of his name. He plays for my team, and I don't know who he is. Whatever.
Shame.
It's one of those mornings. We're forgetting everybody's names this morning. So I told you I'm working on a little sleep. So it is what it is. I think his name once we get to the NCAA football segment. But moving on, the Carolina Panthers fall to 0-3 as they lose to the Seattle Seahawks, who are now 2-1. Seattle wins 37-27 in Seattle. Andy Dalton got the start, 34-58, 361 yards, 2 touchdowns. Geno Smith, 23 of 26, 296 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, but I thought Dak was the only one that threw interceptions. Kenneth Walker, 18 carries, 97 yards. DK Metcalf balled out, 6 catches, 112 yards. Adam Thielen turned back the clock. 11 catches, 145 yards, 1 touchdown. Once again, Seattle's 2-1. Carolina is 0-3. Moving on. Unless you have any thoughts on that game?
Nah, just crazy how the offense looks totally different under Dalton than it does Bryce.
Well, Bryce is still learning.
Yeah, it's just it feels like Carolina made the wrong choice at quarterback in my opinion. So
he didn't know where to line up the other week.
It's just not looking good for Carolina right now. And if you're Carolina, it depends on what their mindset is. Are they trying to make the playoffs? Are they trying to make some noise? Then you may want to just go with Dalton for the rest of the year.
That team is not really a playoff team, but I guess they thought in their division that they was gonna have a chance, but that division is showing to be tougher. Atlanta has a good defense. Tampa Bay still has a good defense and a pretty solid offense. They just last night Mike Evans couldn't hold on to the ball, but he makes a miracle one-handed catch. But he dropped 3 catches that he normally make. It was just I didn't understand what was going on last night. Probably the rain, but you are the Florida team. You should know how to play in the rain. So we'll get into them when we get there. Justin Fields only threw the ball 22 times, 99 yards, 11 completions, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, but I thought Dak was the only one who threw picks. Patrick Mahomes went 24-33, 272 yards, 3 touchdowns. Pacheco gave 62 yards on the ground. Justin Fields was the leading rusher as well for Chicago.
Damn.
With 47 yards. DJ Moore, 41 yards. Receiving Chase Claypool, a big bust. And Pittsburgh just got away with robbery, trading him to Chicago. Chase Claypool has been trash. One catch, 15 yards. Travis Kelce with his new girlfriend. They would not stop showing. Travis Kelce had 69 yards, 1 touchdown. And they just really spread the ball around wide receiver wise. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people, 10 different players got a catch on Kansas City Sunday.
Goddamn.
Yeah, they just spread the ball around. So Kansas City 2-1, Bears 0-3. Chicago just really just go to full tank mode. Yeah, Rob, I hear you, bad. Bro.
They just look bad, man.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. Like that, that's just bad. Yeah, it's horrible. And then they played the Chiefs, so at home. So this game right here, man. Oh my God, let's get into it. The Cowboys lose to the Cardinals. 28-16. I said last week the Cardinals better not score no more than 10 points, and they scored what? They had 9 in the first quarter. So they gave up 28 points. Cardinals are 1-2. Cowboys are 2-1. Dak went 25 of 42, 49, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Apparently, that even though they was down by 12, that cost him the game. Yeah, we get into that. Joshua Dobbs, 17 of 21, 189, 1 touchdown. James Conner turned back the clock. 98 yards, 1 touchdown. Tony Pollard, 122 yards on the ground. Dak Prescott, 24 yards on the ground. Rico Dowdle, 21 yards on the ground. Cowboys rushed for 185 yards, but the problem is Arizona rushed for 222 yards. Michael Gallup finally starting to look like his old self. 6 catches, 92 yards. CeeDee Lamb kind of pissed me off this game. 4 catches, 53 yards. Michael Wilson, 2 catches, 86 yards. His long one was that 69-yard that I don't know what happened in the fourth quarter. He just ended up wide open. Cowboys look confused, like, yo, what's happening? And he was just down the field like, hey, I'm here. Just throw the ball. Yep. So 69-yarder.
Waving his hands around.
Yeah, Marquise Brown. It felt like Marquise Brown did more damage than this, but he had 5 catches, 61 yards, and that 1 touchdown. And then James Conner had 2 catches for 18 yards. No Diggs. And then we found out literally like an hour or two before the game that Tyron Smith is going to be out, Tyler Biadasz is going to be out, and Zach Martin is going to be out. I was like, yo, what is happening right now? But even then, with that said, I feel like Dallas should have won this game. This is a bad loss for the Cowboys, but I'm going to let you say what you got to say about this game, and then I'm going my little rant.
I just think the Cowboys overlooked the Cardinals. I think they went in there thinking they were going to win easily because the Cardinals they're just not a good ball team. I think Cardinals had a chip on their shoulder. I think they wanted to prove a point. I think they wanted to beat the Cowboys. If that's their only win all year,
I'm about to say everybody play the Cowboys.
I think they would be okay with that. I think. I just think Dallas just underperformed. I think they thought they would just walk in there and beat the Cardinals easily. I think you guys missed Diggs more than you guys thought you would. Because there was some broken plays back there where guys were wide open, and I don't think that necessarily would happen if Diggs was back there. It could have, you never know, but I feel like the defense was a little bit lost out there without Diggs. I can't say that he made a difference in the running game because y'all's running defense was trash Sunday for whatever reason. It just did not perform. I would say this: the Dak interception. Now, I get your point that people make more big deals about his picks than others, but you got to also remember it's the Cowboys, so they're going to make it a big deal. And I feel like it's a little bit unfair to say that he's the only one that gets criticized because it's not true, but they make it more of a bigger deal when he throws them. Now, that pick that he threw
was stupid.
Didn't necessarily cost them the game because they were getting rolled up on pretty much the majority of the game. But it did stop all means of a comeback that they could have potentially got. It was a bad throw. It was a bad read. There was 3 red jerseys to 1 white jersey. Why he threw it, I'm not sure. It was just not a great throw by Dak. And he didn't have a necessarily bad game. That game, he just... That moment, I don't know what happened there. He just threw a bad throw. And I don't know if he panicked or he saw something different than we did on the screen. But it was a bad read, bad throw. And it did cost it didn't cost him the game, but in retrospect it did. Because it pretty much ended everything. I still think the Cowboys are still a threat. I don't think this is going to... we should start panicking if we're Cowboys fans.
Oh, no, that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing.
It did look bad. You're a Super Bowl contender. You're going in there against a team that is not good, that's a laughing stock of the league, quote unquote, and that is apparently taking it to get Caleb Williams, and then you go out there and you just lay an egg. I expected a dominated performance like you did and probably everyone else did watching. I didn't expect Connor to run all over them. I didn't expect wide open guys downfield. I didn't expect the Cowboys' offense to struggle against the Cardinals either. I just don't think the Cowboys came in there motivated. I just think they came in there walking through thinking, oh, we could just have our B game and we would still win. I think they forget that they're football players and they're in the league for a reason. I just think the Cowboys underlooked the Cardinals, and I think they bounced back obviously against the Patriots. I think this will motivate them to play a better game against the Patriots, but I don't think Dak deserves all the credit for a loss.
Oh, it's the Dallas Dax. It's the Dallas Dax.
But it was definitely a bad throw. It wasn't a good throw, and it was a horrible read. So, again, when you're the Cowboys, those are bad losses, man. And you're in a tough division. You got a tough schedule. So those type of losses do hurt. So I do think it was a bad loss for the Cowboys.
It was a horrible loss for the Cowboys. Rob said the Cowboys destroyed the Giants. Giants made a comeback to beat the Cardinals, but the Cardinals beat the Cowboys. That's what makes the NFL great. Yeah, I mean, any given Sunday is said for a reason, right? But even with that any given Sunday mentality, this is a bad loss. This is a horrible loss when you and Philly going neck and neck, and you saw how it went last year where you was a game out of winning the division or going into the last game because you had a stupid loss like this last year. That's why you didn't win a division, because of L's like this. And now you got Philly 3-0. You should have been 3-0. Washington is 2-1, and you're 2-1 now. So this is a bad loss. You shouldn't have. But it's something about Arizona, man. We can't beat Arizona or Denver. No matter how good or bad they are, when we play them, we lose every time. I don't understand it. I don't get what it is about Arizona and Denver, but they just can't beat the Cardinals or the Broncos, right? Moving on. So, on that drive where Dak threw that pick, we're down 12. First of all, it was a questionable call to go for it earlier on that 4th and 6 instead of kicking the field goal and making it one possession. You should have kicked the field goal, Mike McCarthy. But either way, I wasn't really mad. Either way, I personally would have took the field goal there just because of how the game flow was going, right? We can't score in the red zone. So if you got points, take the points. Your defense has started to slow down the run a little bit in the second half because out of that 222 yards, 180 of it came in the first half.
Right.
So the second half, they slowed it down, way better than what it was in the first half. So if you got a chance to take points and you see the flow of the game, your offense ain't able to get in the end zone, take the points, trust your defense. Even if you got to kick 3 more field goals, just do it. But he went for it. They didn't get it. I'm not going to really blame Mike McCarthy for that because I understand you got the better team. You should convert, right? So I'm not mad at him about that.
Yeah.
The drive though, where Dak threw that interception, they wasted 3.5 minutes in the red zone running the ball. You're down 12 points. Means you have to score twice. While you running the ball, wasting 3 minutes like you just got all day.
Yeah.
So again, Dak threw the pick. Let's just say the Cowboys score there, right? You still had to stop them from getting first downs on the next drive because you wasted so much time. And you still have to stop that run. They got 3 rushing first downs on the next drive, so it really wouldn't matter if they scored or not. That's the whole point.
I mean,
I hear you.
The
defense didn't stop them at the end because they still ended up converting 3 first downs on that last drive to run the clock out. So Mike McCarthy did a horrible job. The offense, I was convinced. I made up in my mind that maybe he got better from his last, year in Green Bay. His last year in Green Bay, I was talking mad trash about Mike McCarthy. He sucks as a play caller. He needs to go. Aaron Rodgers need another, coordinator or whatever. And I'm like, okay, that was years ago. Mike took over. Dak was very efficient the first 2 weeks. And I'm like, okay, we're not going deep. But at the same time, I feel like Mike may have turned a new leaf. Mike probably gets it now. So I'm starting to buy into the hype too. We said it last week. Mike McCarthy is doing a great job is what I said. But then Sunday, he turned into Green Bay Mike McCarthy with the play calling. If they're sitting down on your receivers and the run game because they know you're out 3 starting linemen. They're sitting down. They're not worried about you going over the top. You might want to hit them with a play action. You might want to go over the top at least once. Like the first half, Dak was getting killed from the left top. Another thing, I'm glad I just said that. Why is Tyler Smith not playing left tackle? When you drafted him to be your left tackle, anytime Tyron Smith went out. Tyler Smith is your left tackle. And you drafted him as a left tackle anyway. And you just moved him to guard because Tyron Smith was healthy. So when Tyron Smith doesn't play, I expect Tyler Smith, who came back, to be at left tackle, not playing guard, especially when your left guard, the guy that's been playing your left guard for the first 2 weeks, you move him to tackle, and he's getting destroyed on the left side.
Yeah.
Nothing made sense about that. So Mike McCarthy, you hold another L on that one. Right? But you started to run the ball well. Your left side started to figure it out a little bit and starting to give Dak a little bit more protection. It wasn't great, but it was still better than what it was earlier in the game. Why you not going over the top? Why you not hitting with no play action? When you see that whole team is sitting down on these slants and stuff and these short passes. Why not try one over the top play? No matter if you convert it or not, go over the top. You got Brandon Cooks for that reason. Michael Gallup was having a great game. He could go over the top. CD, even though he pissed me off complaining for trying to get a flag in the end zone, is still going for the ball that was right there on his shoulder. Like, why you not going deep? This was just a bad game by Mike McCarthy. Bad game by the defense. Like you said, Tony, they didn't look ready or motivated at all. They came in like, hey, we 2-0. We back. We this. We doomsday again. And these are the Cardinals. That's how they looked at it. And then they got smacked in the mouth.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
like you said, these are the type of losses you don't want to have.
It's a bad loss.
It's unexcusable. And like you said, the division is tight right now. And then you want to have them have a real tough schedule coming up.
Mm-hmm.
You got to win these games, man. You have to win the games that you're supposed to win. And like you said, they were unmotivated. They felt like, the Cardinals are going to bow down anyways. So they'll go up big on us, and they'll just give up, and we'll come back. It just was not a great night or a great day for the Cowboys. And like you said, it's not all on the players. It's coaching as well. I think McCarthy was a bit too conservative down the stretch.
It was horrible. Shannon Sharp got on ESPN and said the Cowboys loss was more embarrassing than the Broncos and the Chicago Bears. Shannon Sharp, shut that crap up. Ain't nothing more embarrassing than losing by 50 points, giving up 700 yards.
Yeah,
where
up 70 points. Yeah,
like, come on, man. You gave up 70 points to the point where Shannon Sharp was on Twitter apologizing to the Broncos fans like he was on the field. Right. But you get on ESPN and talk your noise. That's why I say y'all need to stop. All these people, Cowboys fans that went in full panic mode Sunday, it's because you watch Shannon Sharp, Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, and all them, who's putting on a show. It's a show. It's the WWE of sports talk.
Yep. And
y'all take it to heart. Of course, Shannon Sharp was going to say that, even though he know for a fact that 70 points is the most embarrassing thing ever. That's only happened 3 times in the history of the NFL. Period.
I agree.
So
it's a bad loss. I mean, it's up there like
it's
one
a
of the
horrible
bad
loss
losses of the Sundays. But to say it's the worst, it's worse than Denver getting put 70 on them and losing by 50 is a bit of a stretch.
And then
that's all about the clicks,
right? And then you Cowboys fans, oh my God, see, Dak is not the guy. Dak this, Dak that. Man, I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna let The Rock say it for me.
Shut up, bitch.
That's all I gotta say. Tony, I know you couldn't hear the sound. But The Rock, shut up, B. You know that sound.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah, because y'all went into full panic mode, crying, oh, Dallas is not America. What the America's team got to do with losing to one game to the Cardinals in the regular season? You know nobody's going undefeated this whole season, right? It's just football. It happens. Yeah, it's a bad loss. Be upset that you should have won that game. Stop talking. Dak ain't the guy. See, this is what I'm talking about. You wouldn't even had the points you had if it wasn't for Dak scrambling and making plays that he did. I'm sorry, but just a bunch of idiots, man. Like, I hate Cowboys fans, bro. So I completely understand why y'all hate them, Tony. I hate them too. I completely understand why J Cross, all y'all. I completely understand, bro. The last 3 years have shown me the light of why y'all hate, because I couldn't understand it. I was like, man, why people hate the Cowboys and the fans so much? I completely understand it. The last 3 years has shown me Cowboys fans are ass. Because when they win, they get drunk and fight. When they lose, they get drunk and just want to fire everybody. Just dramatic. Either way, just shut the hell up, Cowboys fans. Moving on. Steelers take over the Vegas stadium because it was just black and yellow everywhere in Vegas. They win 23-18. Steelers 2-1. Raiders are 1-2. Moving to Monday night. The Eagles took out your Bucks. The Eagles are now 3-0. Tampa Bay is 2-1. Eagles, it's like they look good and they don't look good at the same time. They win 25-11. Tampa Bay had a couple of good drives that stalled out. I was like, man, it looked good and it didn't look good. Like, WWE fan, what's good? But yeah, so Eagles get the win on your Bucks. It was a lot of drops. The Eagles, I keep telling people, like you said last week as well, they haven't even like really found their footing yet, right? But it still looks dangerous, even like the few plays they do make. And y'all know I hate Philly. I hate Philly, but I am a Jalen Hurts fan. I am AJ Brown, Devontae. I like the players. I hate the organization and their fans. So when they play, but when they are clicking, it's like one of the best and the most fun things to see in the NFL. Like when Philly is playing Philly football, it's beautiful football. Y'all know I hate Philly, so I hate saying that. But I gotta call it what it is. When Philly is playing Philly football, it's beautiful, man. Jalen Hurts, when he's on, it's beautiful. Swift has been running around behind a suspect O-line for years in Detroit. Now he's just in heaven right now behind that O-line in Philly. Like, really, dude. Swift is like, oh, really? I could pick this hole or this gap right here. Like, he's having a blast right now. But maybe Philly gets to that next level that we think they could get to this year. Or maybe this is what Philly is going to be with their new offensive and defensive coordinator. I don't know yet. I still think they got another level they could get to. I hope they don't get there, but I still think it's there for them to get to. Your Bucks. What's your thoughts?
I just think the Bucks just did not show up. They got outplayed by the Eagles. They looked okay, like the first couple of possessions. I just thought maybe some bad throws, some bad drops. Baker threw 2 picks yesterday as well. Not a great night for Baker. I'm not going to be here to give up on him. I just think the weather. I think the weather played a factor a little bit for the Buccaneers. I do feel like the O-line did not play good at all. They couldn't stop the threat of that defensive line. It was just Baker was scrambling, trying to hurry up and make throws. It just was not a good night for that offensive line. Defensively, I thought we played okay. We didn't have Carlton Davis playing yesterday, which was, I think, a very huge factor because you couldn't have him on AJ Brown. You couldn't have him going on Devontae Smith, and you saw it happen. I mean, Brown had a good game yesterday. He didn't score a touchdown, but he had a good game. Then we lose Jamel Dean in the middle of the game. So our secondary was very slim. We had a bunch of second, third stringers out there. So it was just not a good night for the Bucks. They would have had to outscore the Eagles, and we're not that team. We don't have that type of an offense to outscore a team like the Eagles. DeAndre Swift, 2 games back to back where he looked like the DeAndre Swift of old. I mean, he looked great out there. A lot of credit to that offensive line. Man, the offensive line blocked their asses off. I did think this is my biased opinion, and you can say I'm wrong or right. That's fine. I did think on that touchdown throw to Jalen, there was a holding call that was missed, but that's just me. It may not have been a holding call, a hold at all, but it looked like one on the left tackle that they didn't call, and that's fine. It is what it is. I mean, that's not a make it or break it play in that game that cost us. We just did not play at all.
There was a lot of false starts by the Eagles too that they wasn't.
Yeah, there was a couple of missed false starts, but that's all right. I mean, again, that didn't help. That didn't hurt the Bucks. I mean, the Bucks just not play well at all. We had a fumble. We had 2 picks. They just didn't play good on offense at all. And like you said with the Eagles, man, it hasn't seemed like they got their footing quite yet with that offense. Hurts still looks a little bit off still. But man, if they have a running game to go along with that passing game, holy crap, they're going to be a team to be reckoned with. And once Hurts starts to maybe scramble a little bit more as well, man, that's going to be a hell of a team to stop on offense. Their defense is there. I think their defense looks really, really good still. And props to the Eagles. They went out there and performed their asses off, and they look good. They look like one of the best teams in the NFC for sure.
Yeah, Swift, 16 carries, 130 yards. Jalen Hurts, 23 of 37, 277 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, but I thought Dak was the only one threw interceptions. Baker Mayfield, 15 of 25, 146 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, but I thought Dak was the only one that threw interceptions. Mike Evans, 3 drops, but he still had 5 catches, 60 yards, 1 touchdown. A.J. Brown, after apparently they was getting into it on the Thursday night game against the Vikings, they say A.J. was, I don't know whether to believe it or not, but they said A.J. was mad because he wasn't getting the ball thrown to him against the Vikings, and that's why that whole little spat on the sideline happened. But either way, they made sure it didn't happen this time because they started him out early in the game, 3 straight targets, and then 9 catches, 131 yards. So it wasn't no argument going on this week. So shout out to Philly, man. Even though I can't stand y'all, but I gotta pay. Hey, I call it what it is. I'm not one of those Cowboys fans who don't call it what it is. So congrats. Moving on, the Bengals barely escaped the Rams. The Rams are now 1-2. The Bengals are 1-2. Bengals win at home, 19-16. Chad Johnson got put into their ring of honor, I guess that's what they call it in Cincinnati. So he got put there. T.O. was at the game as well. Matthew Stafford, 18 of 33, 269 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, but I thought Dak was the only one that threw interceptions. Joe Burrow, the highest paid guy in the NFL, has been looking trash. 26 to 49. That's why he's benched on my fantasy, by the way. 259 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. But I thought Dak was the only one that threw interceptions. I'm going to say it every time, too, because this how y'all do. I'm going to say it every time. Jamar Chase, 12 catches, 141. So he finally got back in shape. Back in form, I should say. But yeah, Bengals escape. I still don't believe in them right now because Joe Burrow is not looking great. So your thoughts? You got any thoughts on that game?
I don't know, man. Other than that, the Bengals do not look like the team from last year at all, man. They look horrible. And you may want to blame that on Burrow. You may want to blame it on whatever, man.
Well, Burrow got a lot to do with it right now. He's not playing good.
And again, he sat out he sat out preseason, never really got to go out there and to
a lot of people did.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to make excuses. I just feel like Burrow is just not playing well. And I don't know if you want to blame it on his injury or the lack of playing time during the preseason, whatever. He just doesn't look good. That defense doesn't look good. I think they got lucky with the at-will touchdown being called back because that was a touchdown.
Right.
It was just not a
they
great
should have
game
lost. Yeah.
By either team. It was not a good game. It was just a pretty sloppy game. Both quarterbacks didn't look great. You had Stafford throwing picks. And yeah, I think both these teams. I'm surprised to say this, but I don't think Bengals are going to be a playoff team.
They might not be. The Rams, nobody expecting them to be good this year, but they're being very competitive in all of their games, and they should have won last night. Getting to Joe Burrow, not saying you did this, but anybody else, I don't want to hear nothing about his quad injury. I don't want to hear nothing about him not playing in the preseason. Reason why? 2021, Dak was balling. Dak played the Patriots. They went to overtime on that game-winning touchdown pass to CeeDee Lamb. He injured his quad. Right? Or was it his quad? I believe it was his quad. The same injury as Joe Burrow. Because he came back. He took a week off and came back early, and everybody was like, hey, you might want to sit this out. Cooper Rush has been winning. But they got similar injuries, him and Burrow. Dak numbers went down in 2021. the rest of that season, including the playoffs when they got beat by San Francisco. And we kept saying, logical Cowboys fans kept saying he hasn't been right since he injured that quad or his leg against the Patriots. Joe Burrow got the same injury, and that's part of the reason why he's not looking the same right now. Nobody wanted to hear that excuse for Dak, so since nobody wanted to hear it for Dak, I'm not going to hear it for Joe Burrow with the same injury. And then when it comes to preseason, Dak ain't played a preseason game in 3-4 years, so I ain't trying to hear that either, right? Yeah, so Joe Burrow, you got paid. You the highest paid player in the NFL. You're playing like trash. Simple as that. That's how they want to do Dak. That's how I'm going to do you, Joe. That's just what it is. Right? Let's see. Jay Cross says something. Oh, yeah, Jay Cross. They showed the barber in this NFC Championship game. Yeah, they did. But it's ABC, ESPN. You know how they do. So let's get right into the power rankings. That's it on week 3 of the NFL. So let's get right into these power rankings. All right. As you see last week's power rankings, I can tell you now they're going to look different for mine. And I'm sure absolutely. Tony's is going to look different as well. So Tony had the Ravens, Dolphins, Eagles, Cowboys, 49ers. I had the Eagles, Ravens, 49ers, Dolphins, Cowboys. And you want to start it off, or you want me to start it off this week?
I'll let you go first. I went first last week.
All right, let me get the chat up so I can delete and change it. If it comes up. There we go. So yeah, take a look, screenshot, whatever y'all want to do. Eagles, Ravens, 49ers, Cowboys, Dolphins for me. Ravens, Dolphins, Eagles, Cowboys, 49ers. I don't want to erase all these. That's the only thing I hate about doing this on the fly is you want to make sure you don't erase the wrong thing. And this little box on OBS is so small on this screen for whatever reason. I need to put it on this other screen. Let me see. Do I got everything right? I think I'm missing the S. Look like. Uh-oh. All right, I think we good. So starting off 5 for me. It looks real different this week. Let me see. I'm trying to think if I want to put Buffalo in there. No. I got the Chiefs. Got the Chiefs at 5. 4. Dang, do I really got the Chiefs over Buffalo? That's the one I'm struggling with. I got the rest of them. I'm struggling with number 5. It's either Chiefs or Buffalo for 5. I'm trying to think who would I take. I guess I'll take the Chiefs for now because I trust Pat Mahomes more than what's his name. So I'll take the Chiefs for now. Hope I don't delete it. There we go. Number 4, Cowboys dropped from number 1 to number 4 for me.
Okay.
After what they did. Number 3, take the 49ers. Number 2, as I hate to do this, but I got the Eagles. Eagles move up from 5 to 2 this week for me in my power rankings. And I mean, number 1, you just can't. I'm sorry. You got to take Miami. You got to take the Dolphins after what they did. It's scary time in in Miami. So let me make sure they're showing up.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to not put them at number 1.
That's my week 3 power rankings. Cowboys drop from 1 to 4. Chiefs make their debut. Eagles move up from 5 to 2. 49ers, I believe I had them second last week.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. So Tony is on you.
Oh man, you ain't gonna like mine. All right, so one team is out to the top 5 on my list. 2 teams actually. So number 5, we're gonna go the Bills. After that bounce back victory over the Commanders in a pretty easy fashion, you got to go the Bills at number 5. I'm still gonna go with the Chiefs in the top 5. I'm gonna go with them number 4. Until they play a little bit more of a credible opponent and actually look really good, they're not gonna move up past 4 to me. They beat the Bears, but they beat them easily, so they go to number 4. Number 3, I'm gonna go Eagles. I'm gonna go Eagles at number 3. I still think they look good, but I still think they have a little bit more ways to go. I think they'll be passing up to that top 1 and 2 pretty shortly. But I have the Eagles at number 3.
That is a struggle for me, the 49ers and Eagles, for that 3 and 2 spot. I was struggling with that one.
I just got to go the Eagles for now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Niners number 2. Niners, to me, right now, look like the best team in the NFC. On both sides of the field, they seem like they're clicking on both, where the Eagles are still waiting to click on the offense still yet on offense over there. And then number 1, we're jumping up the gun on this team because of the performance they did on Sunday. But Dolphins right now, Dolphins number 1. It's hard not to put them there. They scored 70 points, beat a team by 50 points, had over 700 yards offense. It's hard not to put the Dolphins at number 1. So Cowboys drop off because of the loss against the Cardinals. I'm sure they'll be back up there next week after their win against the Patriots if they do win. But for now, I got the Bills replacing the Cowboys in the top 5.
Yeah, I low-key want to put the 49ers ahead of the Eagles, but it's already made, so it is what it is. Jay Cross said Miami, Niners, Eagles, KC, and Bills. So, okay, so yeah, he got the Bills and the Chiefs in there just like you. So yeah, I think y'all got the same. Yeah, y'all got the same thing. I'm the only one that kept the Cowboys in there because I feel like that was just a fluky game.
I do feel like it was a fluke win, but it's still a bad loss. You know what I mean?
So those games happen. So I'm not gonna paint that. If they do it again against the Patriots Sunday, we're gonna have a problem. Oh, you know what? Real quick, let's do these quick predictions for next week. I almost forgot we was about to move to college. Let's do these real quick, and then we'll speed through college real quick. Let's start. Nope, that's this week. Week 4. Detroit at Green Bay.
Ooh, that should be a good one. I'm gonna go Detroit. I think Detroit wins that game.
Ooh, I got Detroit as well. Detroit I think they're the better team. Atlanta at Jacksonville.
Ooh, that's a London game, so it's a home game for Jacksonville. Go Jacksonville.
I got the Falcons. Good one. Miami at Buffalo.
Oof, that's gonna be a dandy. I'm gonna go Buffalo. I think Buffalo wins.
Taking the Dolphins until I see otherwise. Somebody got to win this one. Denver or Chicago?
Yikes.
In Chicago.
Man, I think Denver wins.
Denver is favored by 3 somehow, even though they just gave up 70 points. But that tell you how bad Chicago is. Denver is favored by 3 on the road. I think it ends in a 13-13 tie. So, I think that's what's going to happen. That's my first ever tie prediction. Denver and Chicago, 13-13 tie. And if that hits and somebody win big money, I'm going to be so mad because I didn't bet that. But, this is another important game. Baltimore at Cleveland.
You know what? I'm riding high on Cleveland right now. I think Cleveland wins.
I hate to do this, but I'm going to take Cleveland as well. I hate to do this, but I'm going to take Cleveland. Cincinnati at Tennessee.
Going by the eye test, I'm going Bengals.
Can they move the ball though? That's the thing. I'll take Cincinnati as well. Man, that's a tough one. LA Rams at the Colts. That's a sleeper too.
You know what? I think Colts win. I think the Colts win.
They at home. They are 2-1.
I don't think it matters who the quarterback is. I think they have a better shot maybe with Minshew in it.
Yeah.
But I think the Colts win.
I think LA will get the win. I think the Rams will take it. Tampa Bay and New Orleans.
Man, this is tough, man. I fucking hate the Saints, bro. This is always a tough one for the Bucks. This is a rivalry. They don't like each other. Saints come to play when they play the Bucks. I don't care what they say. Oh, Brady's not there. I don't care what they say. I gotta go with the Saints because it's in New Orleans. I think the Saints win.
Ooh, shocker there. I like Tampa Bay defense, but if they banged up, I'm gonna go with New Orleans.
Yeah, it all depends on the secondary. If Carlton Davis plays, I think we have a better shot. Devin White was injured. He has an injured groin. That defense is banged up right now.
I'm gonna take New Orleans as well. Washington at Philadelphia.
I go Philly.
Philly should win this game, but for whatever reason, Washington gives Philly, just like you said, the Saints give Tampa kind of, hell, Washington plays Philly pretty hard. Well, most times, not all the time. Because last year, I think they got blown out one game, and then the second game was real close. Or I might be getting Washington confused with the Giants game, Washington and Giants game, that Sunday night game that happened. Washington, I like Washington's defense, but I really want this one to be my upset pick of the week. I just don't think it's gonna happen, so I'm gonna take Philly as well. As much as I want Washington to be my upset pick of the week, I just don't see it happening. Minnesota at Carolina.
Oh, battle of 0-2s. Oh man, I'm gonna go Minnesota.
0-3.
I think they finally. 0-3. I'm sorry. I think Minnesota picks up the win. I think they get their first win of the year.
I got Minnesota as well. Pittsburgh at Houston.
I think Pittsburgh wins. I think CJ is going to be kind of running for his life on Sunday.
This might be my upset pick of the week. I think I'm gonna take Houston.
Okay.
I gotta have at least one upset pick of the week, so I'm gonna take Houston for an upset pick. Vegas at the Chargers.
I'm gonna go Chargers.
Chargers should win this game, so I'm gonna go for the Chargers as well. New England at Dallas.
I think Dallas wins. I think they win. It would be tough for me to see the Cowboys to lose at home against the Patriots, even though they're worried because they got Zeke and they signed Will Greer, and they think they're going to be telling them they're off. You see that report?
Yeah, I don't believe that. It's a whole nother offense.
They're going to tell them secrets about the Cowboys, and
you still got to stop it. You still got to stop, no matter what you know about Michael Parsons. A lot of people know if Michael Parsons is on this side, he's either going to rush to the outside or he's going to cut in real quick. You still got to line up against him and stop him. So that's the difference. The offense ain't the same. The offense is a completely different offense. I ain't worried about that. But defensive-wise, somebody got to block Micah still. Somebody got to block Tank still. So, yeah. But we'll see. I think Zeke is going to come out motivated, and he's probably going to get another 85-yard game or whatever. But at the end, Dallas is going to be more motivated since they didn't got hit in the mouth, and the media is talking about them. So I think Dallas is going to win this game, and they might. Mac Jones just doesn't scare me right now. So
no.
Arizona at San Francisco.
Niners.
Yeah, 49ers easy. They're going to do what Dallas should have did. Kansas City at the Jets.
You know what? I'm going to do it. Upset pick of the week. Jets beat the Chiefs.
Wow.
Bruh.
Wow. Until Zach Wilson showed me he could throw the ball, I'm taking the Chiefs. So, because they're going to load the box up as well. Seattle at New York Monday night. So there's no more 2 games on Monday night. It's back to 1 now that the strike is over. Seattle at New York. The Giants, I should say.
Seattle at New York Giants. I'm going to go Seattle.
Yeah, I'm going to take Seattle as well. So those are the week 4 predictions for us. Now let's get into some NCAA football. As you see,
let's do it.
The top 5 has changed yet again. Georgia's still number 1, Michigan still number 2, Texas still number 3. But now Ohio State has moved up to the 4th spot, and they officially kicked FSU to the 5th spot. So FSU has dropped twice, even though they're still undefeated in the last 2 weeks. And then USC is no longer number 5. They dropped as well. So let me see where USC is. USC has dropped all the way to 8. USC is number 8. Oregon is number 9. Penn State number 6. Washington is number 7. Utah is number 10. And that's the top 10. And get into some of these scores. Georgia destroyed UAB 49-21. Michigan destroyed Rutgers 31-7. Texas destroyed Baylor 38-6. Florida State went to Clemson, a tough environment, and finally got a win on Clemson again for the first time in the last 7 years, I believe. But they, it was 31-24. It was a close game, so that's probably why they dropped again. USC was struggling in the first half with Arizona State, but they pulled away 42-28. So they still undefeated. They got Colorado next. Ohio State wins by 3 over Notre Dame, over the number 9 team, Notre Dame. They win 17-14. Penn State blows out Iowa 31-0. Iowa was ranked 24 at the time. Washington put up 59 points and took out California. Oregon destroys Colorado 42-6. And what's crazy is the videos, everybody's talking about the videos and the promos. Deion got people cutting promos now. It's like a wrestling event now for these college football games. All these coaches cutting promos. Coach in Oregon was like, hey, man, they do this for clicks and this and that. And then Oregon turned around and put out a 5-minute mini movie today on Twitter.
Yeah,
I was like, come on, man. What are y'all doing? It's the same thing, right? But Colorado went in there arrogant. Their players was talking noise. They was stumping on the O before the game. Shallow was telling the players and their coaches, I'll knock all y'all out and your coach. So Oregon put a beat down on them. We said it last week. We didn't see Colorado beating Oregon or USC, and they got beat down. Those were my 2 L's for them. So I expect Colorado to lose to USC again, even though they back at home, and USC kind of struggled a little bit this past week. But I still expect USC to beat Colorado. Colorado falls out of the top 10. I'm sorry, the top 25. Utah took out UCLA 14-7. LSU beat Arkansas 34-31. Alabama beats Ole Miss 24-10. Both teams were ranked in that game. Both teams were ranked in the LSU Arkansas game as well. Washington, number 21 Washington took out number 14 Oregon State 38-35 in a close game. Oklahoma beat Cincinnati 20-6. North Carolina remains undefeated in the ACC. They win 41-24. Duke football is undefeated. This is crazy. Duke and North Carolina football, both undefeated. Duke is they win 41-7 over UConn. Miami is undefeated, so there's a couple of undefeated teams in the ACC right now. They beat Temple 41-7. Tennessee wins 45-14 over UTSA, and then Florida is 3-1 and they beat Charlotte 22-7. No, what happened with Chandler Jones, Jay Cross? And why you telling us that? Any thoughts on college football this week, Tony?
I saw the mental facility stuff with Chandler Jones. I think he's talking about. No, I mean, we all knew Colorado was going to lose, or we figured that they were going to go into losing against Oregon. I mean, Colorado was getting all the hype, getting all the talks, getting all the clicks, and Oregon had to kind of put them back down to earth a little bit.
They're going to still get the clicks.
Oh, of course they are. Colorado, I think, went in there with a really big ego, big head, thinking, oh, we're going to beat Oregon, forgetting to think that Oregon is a top 10 team for a reason. Right. So, again, Colorado has a lot of work to do. They have a positive future with Deion Sanders there and what he can provide as recruits, because they're going to want to play for Deion Sanders. But again, at the end of the day, I think we all kind of figured that this was going to be the outcome, that they were going to lose to Oregon, and that Oregon was kind of be the ones to be the first blowout for them. And then they play USC next week. I don't think anything changes next week either. I'm surprised Michigan jumped Texas a little bit.
I'm not.
But again,
Michigan is better.
I do think Michigan is better. Ohio State, Notre Dame game, man, that was a crazy ass game. Crazy game, crazy ending. Feel bad for Notre Dame fans because it seems like they always get there and they always choke or lose or something. They just never can, get that get that title that they've been waiting and trying to get for so long. But yeah, I think we all knew Colorado was going to be all the hype and get the hype and get the people talking about them and people thinking, oh, they're going to blow out, do the upset against Oregon, and Oregon took offense to it, and the coach took offense to it, and there's that line that he said that's going around on Twitter as well, that they're there for clicks, we're here for wins, or something around those lines. So,
but he literally invited the camera crew in his locker room for that speech. So I like what he was saying, but it felt corny because you invited them in there just for that because you knew what was about to happen, and you knew you was gonna go viral. Y'all was favored by 20. USC is favored by 21.5. So
right, he said he didn't want clicks, but again, what he said got clicks. So
and then they made a movie out of it.
Yeah,
like come on, man, everybody know what they doing because ain't nobody watching. Like Ryan Clark said, ain't nobody watching Oregon just to be watching Oregon. Unless they playing a big team, a big name. Nobody's watching Oregon like that.
Did Notre Dame not choke though? I mean, they were winning, and they had a drive down the field with less than a minute left in the game.
I think this is an OSU fan, so.
And they didn't have 11 players on the field.
Exactly.
On the last two possessions.
Exactly.
I mean,
that's a choke.
I don't know what you want to call it. That's just bad. So, look,
it's an OSU fan. That's why
it's
they
not like
say
Ohio State didn't deserve to win the game because they did.
Right.
I mean, they went down the field. They got that huge fourth down. It's not like they didn't deserve to win the game. And I'm not saying that they won because Notre Dame choked, but Notre Dame did technically choke.
Yeah. He said,
I didn't know that deserves
part.
to win. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Notre Dame kind of shot themselves in the foot there. Notre Dame was dominant for the most of the game, like he says in the chat, but at the end, Notre Dame choked it away. How do you only have 10 men on the field? And the thing was, like, I saw on Twitter, why didn't they call a timeout? They fucking did. They called a timeout. They called a timeout right before they scored that touchdown, and they still brought out 10 people onto the field.
Right. So
yeah. It's just like, how do you have that happen?
Lamar Champion, what's good, man? Make sure y'all follow Lamar Champion if you're not doing so already on Twitch. I'm trying to think of the big games. Notre Dame versus Duke this week. Who do you have in that game? Duke is undefeated. Notre Dame they 4-1,
which is a shocker. But I still think Notre Dame wins.
I'm a low key pull for Duke. I'm gonna pull for just because of the ACC. I'm gonna pull for Duke. Let's see any other big games. We got Colorado versus USC. We already gave our opinion on that.
Yeah, USC's gonna blow them out of the water.
I think it'll be a closer game than Oregon, just because motivation wise, and they're at home, but they're still gonna lose. They're gonna lose to USC. So, Ole Miss versus LSU in Ole Miss in Mississippi.
You know what? I'm gonna go Ole Miss.
I can see that, but I got LSU winning that. Do we feel that OSU deserve to be in the top 4? They already skipped up a couple of numbers. They're fine right where they are. They're top 4 for now. Yeah, I'll say keep them there for now, just because the big win over Notre Dame on the road. You got to get them that. Texas,
yeah, it's on the road. Yeah, absolutely.
Texas versus Kansas. Kansas is 4-0. Texas is 4-0.
I think Texas win, but they better not go in there sleepwalking.
Yeah, Texas is actually favored by 17. Georgia versus Auburn.
Cakewalk for Georgia.
Yeah, it's in Auburn. Auburn is 3-1. Georgia is favored by 14.5. He said, "Let's go Kansas. Let's go Auburn." And then we got Utah versus Oregon State. 4-0 Utah versus 3-1 Oregon State in Oregon
That
State.
could be a sleepy good game right there.
Oregon State favored by 3.5.
Oregon State is okay. That's probably because they're at home.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Washington State.
He said they've been dropping us with every win. We were 6. Yeah, but I mean, you moved up, so you should be happy about it. Y'all in the playoffs. If the playoffs start today, y'all in the playoffs. They kicked my team out. They kicked Florida State out. Bruh. Put your little whack team in there. So.
Yeah, they knocked them up 2 spots. So
yeah.
Now, I mean, I know. Does he feel like they deserve to be over Texas?
No.
I mean, that's debatable.
No.
Texas did go out and beat Alabama
and beat them down.
The biggest win for Ohio State right now is probably Notre Dame. So again, I think right now, I think they have it right. Let's see when y'all play Penn State. If y'all beat Penn State, then and y'all beat them handedly, then obviously y'all should jump over Texas.
Well, look,
but for now, I think y'all are good at being in the top 4.
I said it the last 2 years. I'm gonna say it again. Ohio State is losing to Michigan, so it don't even matter.
Damn.
It don't even matter. They're losing to Michigan again. This is gonna be 3 straight years. Ohio State had their run where they dominated Michigan. Now it's Michigan's turn to get their get back, and Michigan has the better team. They've been recruiting. They finally got the monkey off their back 2 years ago, and it's gonna continue to happen for a while. So it doesn't matter. You enjoy number 4 for now, because by the end of the season you gonna be out of there, buddy. So, so I'm just Rob. If you still here on YouTube, just make sure you listening as well. They're done. So he said I'm leaving it unfollowed. Hey, that's fine. That's fine. Lamette, and then I got Lamette champion tipping. Appreciate it, Lamette.
Lemuth champion cheered Dex 50.
Look, so I got to unfollow and I got some bits. Thank y'all. Appreciate it. I just got to call it what it is, bro. It is what it is, man. So that is the show for today, man. Much love to y'all coming through. Once again, happy birthday to Tony, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Anything you want to promote before we get off?
No, I'm good, man. I always thank you for letting me join you. It's always fun to talk sports, and looking forward to all that goes down this weekend, and then talking about it all on Tuesday. Should be fun.
Yeah, man. So yeah, you did say y'all streaming tonight, right?
We will be live tonight.
Okay.
That's 8 Eastern. We'll be live for NXT. So if you guys are interested in NXT, we'll be live. We've got some wrestling trivia after NXT as well, if you guys are into that. So yeah, stop by if you got nothing going on tonight.
It's interesting because they only have 3 matches on the card for this weekend so far, so they gotta have to make some more matches tonight for this
you would
weekend.
think they start developing some more matches for Saturday because,
yeah,
like you said, it's a very thin card.
Yeah,
heading into Saturday night.
So, but y'all know what it is. Make sure you go through, get the tables, Twitch tonight. Show love, show birthday love. Drop bits, drop subs, get the hype trains going.
Hey, there you go.
What else? Get the follows going. I mean, the whatever they got on there, help the community out. And show birthday love, man. Show birthday love for them. They are on 6 days a week, pretty much, or 5 days a week. I think it's 5.
Yeah, we're on four days a week usually. But I'm off all week, so I said screw it.
So you do? Okay, I got you.
So we're going live pretty much every night of the week except for Thursday.
Okay, so yeah, consistent Wrestle Talk right there, man. One of the best channels on Twitch doing the wrestling. So yeah, go show love for the birthday. He said Tony it's more than mine hate me. Wow, Lamette champion. He gets to stream all the facts, Lamette. Hey.
She gets to do whatever she wants at night, so it's a win-win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Tiger Prime. Hey, we just got to agree to disagree. If you want to unfollow, that's fine with me, buddy. DopeContent.com. We got a couple of interviews with some indie wrestlers coming up. Some guys that used to be in the Ring of Honor, the original Ring of Honor as well. Recently made Impact, so I'm gonna send an email to another guy today who I worked with. I just didn't do no interview, but I worked with him, Sammy Callahan. So they're coming back to Dallas. So I'm gonna send him another email. I didn't even know the last time I was emailing him that's who I was talking to. I had no idea. Bro. I thought I was just talking to some random guy in the office, but I was talking to Sammy Callahan the whole time. I had no idea. So now that I know how to approach him. So we might even have Sammy and some more wrestlers from that card. I'm gonna promote that upcoming card coming as well too. So wrestling talk, we got that. Of course, we got, if you're a Dallas sports fan, we got Dallas Wings. They're playing the Vegas Aces in the WNBA playoffs right now. I need them to win tonight because if they don't win tonight, they might get swept. So I need them to win tonight. Vegas is no joke though. Vegas is the champs for a reason. So if y'all into the WNBA and Dallas teams, I got you on that. Cowboys sports team. The Rangers look like they're about to actually make the playoffs. They look like they was going to blow it at first, but now they lead the AL West, which is crazy. They up 2.5 games. I never thought that would have happened after that downhill fall that they went through. So
yeah, that's wild, dude. It's been a crazy division,
and they are in the perfect scenario because they're playing the Angels right now, and then the two teams that are behind you, Houston and Seattle, they're playing each other to end the season. So
there you go.
They got to beat each other, which is going to keep dropping their games, and you just take the easy road and you just take care of business against the Angels, which should be easy because the Angels are trash right now. So you in that. That's your division. And you're already up 2.5 games with 6 games left. Come on now.
So on a positive right there. Absolutely.
And then NHL, if you're a hockey fan, if you love the Dallas Stars, I'm going to start getting back to work on them because I forgot hockey season. It seems like they have the shortest off season ever. Like they already started their preseason. They put up 7 goals in their first preseason game. So Dallas Stars coming out strong. So my fantasy WNBA team is loaded. I'm gonna have to check that out then, Lamette Champion. But till next time, man, y'all be safe. Dopecontent.com. Get the tables on Twitch, and we up out of there.
Have a good one, man.
Let's go.
You say I'm kidding. I knew you was kidding. That's why I was like, yeah, all right. We'll let you have that. They don't have no fantasy. So, but all right, man. Y'all be safe, man.
Laters, guys. Laters, Dope.
Yes, sir. Happy birthday.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Yeah.